All right, let's talk about MoviePass because it's come up a lot recently. I've done a lot of content talking about MoviePass. I've covered it quite a bit, and I want to start off by saying here I like the concept of MoviePass. I supported MoviePass for almost a year now, and even though I didn't use it every single month, I didn't cancel my subscription because I liked the concept. I liked the idea of paying into a system where someone can use that $10 that I spent and go see a movie, and then of course, if I go see a couple in a month, it kind of works itself out. I think it's perfectly fine to do that. I think it's perfectly great to do that. And unfortunately, it's just gone to shit. Helios and Matheson Analytics Incorporated buying this thing has just, they screwed themselves because of how scummy and greedy they are. Even though they're going to argue that they aren't, I think it's fair to say at this point that they absolutely are. Now, they issued a press release today that says, "We're standing." Sure you are. Okay. Let's take a look here at the press release because I think this is going to be fun to go through the entire way. MoviePass, the nation's premier movie theater subscription service and a majority-owned subsidiary of Helios and Matheson Analytics, today pushed back on comments by some in the theater industry who have predicted and in some cases declared its passing. It's not like people in the movie industry and the theater industry. Notice how he says the theater industry. Now, this is the thing to pay attention to this, right? This is where they're going to start attacking the theaters. Maybe not the studios because they want the studios in, but they're probably going to attack the theaters. But their stock is dead, so I don't even know. It says here again, exhibitors, so theaters, know that without MoviePass, they will be able to continue to charge exorbitant prices for theater tickets and gouge customers with overpriced concessions. This is exactly the attitude the taxicab industry took when Uber entered their market, which is true. That is true. I mean, there were protests of taxicab drivers in France that pulled Uber drivers out of their car and beat them to a pulp. This literally happened. This is legitimately happened. Although it's not, if I use my MoviePass down at my local Cinemark, the assistant manager isn't going to come out and tase me in the sack for using it. That's not the same thing. But there's that. Now, notice how they are trying to basically put that together. They are trying to make that a thing. Now, furthermore, any crowing about the uptick in box office receipts this summer season should include the fact that a significant percentage of that is directly attributable to MoviePass subscribers. Now, I don't know how much that is, and they might say that in here. We'll find that out. But just for where we are right now, I want to argue that I do believe that is probably more accurate than not. I don't know what percent. I don't know if it's going to be significant, if it's going to have an actual impact. But there are people out there who were buying MoviePass, who were going to see movies, and it was inputting. It was an influx of cash that was coming into the marketplace, and we've known that last year theater sales were down the worst they'd been since 2000. So we know that they're losing money, and we know that Hollywood is spending more and more money on these particular projects, and then they keep going on and on and on about how they're losing money and all these things, almost as if it's a guilt trip to the general movie-going public that's like, go see our movies if you want us to keep making more. We can't survive without you. We have to spend $400 million on this movie, right? But then everyone's like, why don't you just tell the actors to not get paid as much, or to all do the Tom Cruise method of just getting points. The budgets don't need to be so bloated, and I'm sorry, they just don't. But that's where we are right now. So theaters. So here's the thing: movie studios put it onto the moviegoer, basically guilt tripping them. So here comes MoviePass, yo, we're gonna put it back on the theaters and on the studios, and then now that it's not working, they're kind of doing the same thing to them. It's it's a weird thing. Now, here's what they say is just a sample of this of how directly attributable MoviePass has been to the industry. It says MoviePass contributed nearly 1/4 of the domestic box office receipts for Lionsgate's Blind Spotting through the first Tuesday after its release. Okay, did a lot of people go and see Blind Spotting? Because it's popped up on my Twitter, but no one I know is talking about it. MoviePass ticket purchases nearly 17% of Thursday preview night screenings for Paramount's Book Club. Right. So a comedy about a bunch of elderly women reading 50 Shades of Grey, because that's basically what the movie is according to the preview. It's 17% of Thursday night preview tickets for that were done through MoviePass. I don't think that's going to work the way you want. For Warner Brothers Tag, which MoviePass promoted in-app, its purchases represented 13% of the film's opening weekend domestic box office totals. Now, Tag kind of came and went, but the thing is, you have to pay attention here to what exactly it is that they're saying. Now, MoviePass promoted in-app, meaning like they promoted it to their clients, to their customers through the app, and that presented 13% of the film's opening weekend domestic box office totals, meaning we promoted it, people then went to go see it, therefore, money, please, because that's what this was. I mean, this is how they're going to make their money. This is what they want. Now, they also say here that MoviePass tickets accounted for 12% of the entire theatrical run of Magnolia Pictures' runaway documentary, RGB. Let's be fair here. The only runaway documentary that people have been talking about during the summer of 2018 has been Will You Be My Neighbor, which is gross over $20 million. So come back when you hit that MoviePass. Come back when that's a thing. Now, they also go on to say here that overall, we believe as much as 6% of the industry's total box office receipts can be traced to our loyal subscribers. It's clear that because of MoviePass, more people are seeing more movies at fair prices. Instead of wishing us away, the industry, particularly the independent film producers, should be congratulating and supporting us. Absent MoviePass, exhibitors are fighting to preserve profits in declining box office environment. That's a doomed strategy. Now, you got to look at this here. And I watched John Campia's video on this today, and he took this like he treated this like it was an abuser. And he's got a point, but at the same time, the strategy that MoviePass here is using is very fascinating because this is all in the language. Now, they say, instead of wishing us away, the industry, particularly the independent film producers, should be congratulating and supporting us, meaning find a way to pay MoviePass to promote your film like Blind Spotting and RGB, right? Which were independent films, essentially. And then, use that as a way to boost up your bottom line. And then that will definitely help, money come into you guys, as well as theaters are going to be getting a bit of that cut. And also saying, absent MoviePass, exhibitors are fighting to preserve profits in a declining box office environment. It's a doomed strategy. To that I have to counter, though, AMC has their A-list class, their A-list, whatever it is now. 175,000 people have signed up for it. I think like $20 a month or whatever, and more people are signing up. The thing that MoviePass has done is it's forced other theaters to create the exact same type of subscription-based service. And honestly, I'm going to be going over to Cinemark just because I go about maybe once a month to theaters now, and $9 and I get to go see a movie, and that's fine with me. Because when I went to go use my MoviePass to go see Mission Impossible, I had to pay money to go see it. And I'm like, nah, screw you guys. So this kind of this doom and gloom approach, right? This type of guilt trip that they're rolling for here, it's not going to work. I don't think it's really not going to work. Now it says here, yes, we're going through a rough patch, not unlike what other disruptive enterprises entered their early days. Much of our issues can be attributed to unprecedented growth in a business that just 12 months ago did not exist. Now, that's not true. MoviePass has been around for years. If they're referring to Helios and Matheson, whatever the hell it is, buying it 12 months ago and taking over the controlling stake of it, yeah, that would be accurate. But no, it's been around for a long time. And that's basically about it. They think that they're going to do really well. They're kind of screwed at this point. MoviePass is an awesome idea. It's a fantastic idea in its design, or its theory. In practice, it's great. In theory, it's great. Practice, it's not doing so well. Their stock has crashed. They split their stock. It crashed even more. Stock is down now. I've heard anywhere between 13 cents and 8 cents a share. It's so low that I'm tempted just to buy a couple hundred shares for shits and grins, and then just hold on to it in case if I lose $20, but I end up having a couple hundred shares, it'd be fine. But if it goes up to like $30 again, like sell out and like, hey, make some money. Buy low, sell moderate, I guess. MoviePass will probably keep itself around, but what they're trying to do, and this is, I talked about this before, but this is very true. They're trying to talk movie studios into paying them a cut of the theater or of the ticket prices, or what I feel is not so much like just a cut of the ticket prices, but probably more like marketing. They want to advertise exclusively through MoviePass. They want to offer exclusive deals through MoviePass. They want to do all these things like through MoviePass. That's what they want to do. And ultimately, if they were to frame it in a different way, it could work. If they were to sit there, go to studios and say, look, you pay us a little bit of marketing So you can cut out, let's say $3-4 million in marketing because you spend a lot of money. We'll direct our customers to go to, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday shows. And that will give you a large opening weekend. And again, this is generally what Hollywood cares about, is just in terms of numbers. They predominantly just want the opening weekend to be fine, and past that, they don't tend to talk much about it. Now, that would be an interesting approach to it, so to speak. We have to wait and see what's going to happen with that. But ultimately, I think MoviePass is pretty much dead. The AMC equivalent is very well liked. People really like it. Cinemark, for me, like I said, $9, I get a ticket and 20% off concessions. And MoviePass is just, it's kind of making its last grasps at trying to stay relevant. And it's unfortunate because I feel they completely screwed themselves in terms of how to run a business. But, when they got started as a way simply to just get data and get money from other people, or sell off your data to other people for cash, it's I don't really feel bad, especially post Cambridge Analytica. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a patron today for just $1 per month over at patreon.com/mundanematt.